Hey everyone, welcome to episode 181 of the Japan According to Akio podcast. I'm happy to be back here with you guys again for another great episode. Got a lot going on, still moving and jiving and trying to get everything organized with the podcast, with my online material, content, but it's moving forward. If you are a subscriber to my YouTube, thank you. I love you. If you're not a subscriber to my YouTube, what are you doing? Same thing goes for TikTok. The content that I have on each platform is starting to congeal, is starting to come together, and I'm starting to get a feel for what I want to do there. TikTok, definitely, yes, I have a format set there. Mostly exclusive content going to be there, so please go ahead to TikTok at Japan According to Akio, one word. You'll find me there. YouTube, got something in my mouth. Got a little hair thing. All right. In YouTube, same thing. I have pretty much exclusive content there as well. I'm starting to figure out the algorithm for YouTube and where the questions are, where the needs are. Your OG listeners will probably realize that my content is changing quite a bit. I'm kind of trying to play the content game a little bit, but more importantly, get information out to people that I think will be helpful and is answering questions that people kind of want to know. So I'm really happy with the way the content is going. On YouTube, it's pretty much mostly handheld video with, like I said before, me doing memes or things in the background. On TikTok, it's more me taking clips from interesting pieces of video and putting my 2 cents on it, my 50 cents on it. But yeah, it's going well. I really enjoy doing it. The numbers are going up a bit, but I'm really happy with the way things are going. I don't know if you can hear that airplane flying by, but whatever, it's all good. Yeah, so that's what's really been going on with me these past few weeks, just making content, studying like SEO on YouTube and stuff like that, and getting things in order. I think my samples came in the mail for my merch. So I got the little, shall I say, the the notice. Sorry, I got the notice letting me know. So today, tomorrow, it'll hopefully they'll redeliver it, and then I might peep in the box a little bit just to see, just to make just a little peep, just to make sure. Let me turn this, just to make sure everything it is what I think it is, and if it is, then I'll be sure to open it up and do a formal unboxing on the next podcast episode. So yeah, really looking forward to that. Again, I want to make sure the quality of the shirts. This t-shirt, if you see on YouTube, this t-shirt I'm wearing isn't my design. This isn't mine. My wife bought it for me, and I like it. It's cool. It's chill. But I'd say this is probably, if you can see on YouTube. Again, if you're listening on audio, please go to YouTube. It does help a lot. Get my numbers up. I'm gonna need to hit some benchmarks to get my YouTube channel monetized. So right now, YouTube is my number one priority, because guess what? If I get monetized on YouTube, and I can start putting my merch on there, maybe do one or two ads down the road. I'm not sure. I don't want to like fill up the episode with ads, but I might have one going on before. And then if I can get ad revenue going, that gives me, that will supplement my income and give me more free time to make more content. Because this is actually what I really like doing, and especially this type of content. It's really seamless for me to make it. I could literally do this all day. On TikTok as well, I got to get to 1,000 subscribers on this new account. On another account, I had like 13,000, but it's for Japanese people, so it's not really for you guys. But if I get that account, actually, I'm thinking on now, I wonder if I should just finagle something and just start using my other account for this. I don't know. I gotta decide what I'm gonna do. But down the road, I do want to start streaming for you guys. So I'll just keep it the way I'll keep it. I won't game the system. I'll keep it the way it is, and just start fresh with this new account, because Japanese people checking my TikTok like, who is this? What is he doing now? And I prefer to have foreign content for foreign people separate for the content for Japanese people, because the message, my tone, everything is completely different. So but yeah, so once I get over 1,000 subscribers on TikTok, then I'll be able to start streaming over there. I prefer to stream on TikTok than YouTube, just for various reasons. I could do handheld stuff. I could do it very flexibly. So the setup is nothing. So I'm definitely looking forward to doing that with you guys in the future. So I think those are all the announcements. I'm going to work in a little bit, so it's gonna be a pretty smooth running show. Hopefully, knock on wood. I got like about half an hour, 45 minutes before I got to get out of here. So we're gonna get into the main theme of the show. The in the past, the show was kind of long. You know, it was again on Sunday night. I'm drinking, I'm chilling, but these are going to be more condensed, as you can see. So I have notes on a little virtual notepad that I have my show notes here. I got show notes, you guys. OG listeners, I got notes, man. I'm trying to do it. You feel me? Okay. But anyway, so learning more over the past week or so, as I've been learning about YouTube in how it works behind the scenes, I've been realizing the way I've been organizing my content has not been the most efficient way. So what I'm going to be doing is, I'll just give you a little conversation behind the hood. This podcast is going to be what it is. Free flowing conversation. Not, of course I'm going to have a basic plan of what I'm going to do, but I want to also just talk to you guys. I don't want to be a slave to like how, I feel like the algorithm is going or what keywords I need to be using and stuff like that. I do want some space where I could just flow and talk, because I think like that makes the podcast what it is, and that will make my content channel what it is too. So the podcast will be the podcast, and of course audio listeners, that too. But definitely on YouTube, definitely on TikTok, I'm gonna be having kind of more targeted surgical strikes kind of content. Really focusing on niches, needs, where I think I can add value to the conversation. I'm not just gonna be like, yo, this is sushi. There's plenty of stuff online showcasing what happens when you come to Japan. This is a Japanese onsen. I'm not knocking all that content. I wish I had that content when I first came here. I think it's really great and valuable, but I think what I can add is filling in context between the gaps that really doesn't get explained in detail, and that's the niche that I really want to fill, the need that I really want to fill here, to give more of a 3D aspect. So I'll be the depth, I guess. Giving more depth to life in Japan in certain instances. So there are certain ways to figure out where those needs are, and I'm finding it. But again, here, I just want to mess around and talk and be myself and not really think about much of anything, and not think about the timing of what I'm saying. You'll notice like the way I talk on a lot of my other videos and my other content is changed because I gotta play the game, a little bit of if I want to grow. I can't just be like, hold on a second, let me drink something. I can't really be like that. No one's gonna sit around, and I can see it in the numbers. I can see it. The numbers are small, but I can see it in the numbers. So I want to make sure that I'm doing the best, put my best foot forward to give the people what they want, right? And so, but here we can just talk. We can just hopefully you're driving in your car, you're chilling out, you got a drink in your hand, whatever you're doing, you're laid back, relaxed, and enjoying this the same way I am. Like, even though I'm looking at my son's like little, let me show you this thing. This is what this is what I'm using to tell time right now. It's my son's little, he's got like Benesse, which is like a Japanese kids cram school thing, and he has like he's doing the virtual program for them, so they send you a tablet and all these goods and stuff, and he's got this thing. Let me tell you about this thing. This thing is the bane of my existence. Like, this little cutesy kids alarm clock drives me freaking crazy, man, because like it's like basically I'll show you. Okay, on the sides here, these little yellow buttons, it's like a one touch alarm setting thing, right? So Basically my daughter, she will get her hands on this and just start pushing these little buttons, and she'll just set the alarm for like 5 o'clock in the morning on like a Sunday morning. you know, you know what I'm saying? And so like I'm the lightest sleeper, so this thing is just starts going off on random days, random times. I'm constantly resetting it, turning them off, and then it's constantly just like going off random. Look, already I'm seeing already there's I got, after I get off of here, there's a day it got turned on again. My daughter probably got her hands on it, so yeah, that's my life. That's my life. It looks cute. It looks funny. It's really Japanese, but I just want to throw that thing out the window sometimes, like, cause it's yeah, yeah. At 5 o'clock in the morning on your day off, it's no fun. You know, it'll wake her up sometimes, and then it's just like, okay, we gotta get up early. So, but then whatever. Let's get to the main. That's all the BSing around. Let's get to the main focus. So the reason why I was talking about the format of my content is because I really been wanting to do movie reviews. As if you listen to the previous episode or one of the previous episodes, I explained that because of the content strikes I took down all of my movie review content just to be safe. So I was kind of like trying to figure out how I can put the movie review content or TV show review content in here, and I figured the best way to do it is mainly on the podcast. So from time to time, you're gonna be having TV show reviews and movie reviews on the podcast, which would be nice. On YouTube, I just recorded one earlier, like very targeted, because it was a targeted question on YouTube. So there is one on YouTube. I'll try again. I've been working a lot recently, but I'll try to put it on for the audio people. But if not, just go to YouTube and it'll be there. That's another reason for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. YouTube Japan According to Akil. One word. I'm just trying to keep it simple. So yeah. I just recorded one about Yakuza movies, and I gave a couple of Yakuza recommendations. But here there are a couple of movies that I actually watched and TV shows on Netflix. So I'm going to talk about them with you today, and then I'll get you up out of here. And then one more thing, and I'll get you up out of here. All right. So first movie on the list. I was surprised I actually liked this movie, and I'm surprised I actually watched the whole thing, because the first 15-20 minutes of it, I was like, I ain't making it through this shit. Like it was way too dark for me in the beginning, and I think it was done on purpose, really. If you don't know, it's a movie called The Village. It's a Netflix film called The Village. It's a Japanese movie, of course, but it has English subtitles. That's my test. If it has English subtitles, I can imagine it's gotten international release by Netflix. Actually, I can't really say how, but I talked to an executive in Japanese television a little while ago, and that person was explaining to me that there's a lot of deals going on now with Netflix and Japanese TV networks, if you will. So I guess Netflix is just trying to source whatever media they can get, and just blast it out internationally. It's an easy way for them to increase the amount of content they have, and they're probably also hunting for their next Squid Game, if you will, right? Like Squid Game was a huge hit several years ago. I'm sure they just threw it out there and it just became a hit. So it's like, well, why not just do it on the cheap? So I'm pretty sure that also has a factor to deal with it. But so I've been noticing a really significant increase in the amount of Japanese films and TV shows making it to Netflix for international release, which is great for you guys, because you got your boy here to watch some of this stuff and recommend it to you. So that's what I'm gonna do. So The Village. Let's get back to The Village. So The Village is a pretty dark movie, but it had my boy. I forgot his name. From Sanctuary. The main character in Sanctuary, which is a great TV show about sumo wrestling. Again, it got deleted before, but go ahead, check it out. He's in it. I saw him and I was like, okay, I'm sold, right? And he plays a much darker character than he normally does. Actually, I was kind of surprised. I was kind of like, ooh, but he does play like a scary. Again, that's why I like him. He has the range like that. Like he can be like the funny kind of bad guy, but when he's like scary, it's like, you better run, girl. Like kind of thing. But anyway, this show, like, I won't spoil too much about what goes on the show in this movie. But the way I'll set it up is by saying it's about a town and people in a town. And basically, the town itself, my take on it is the town itself is corrupt and has been corrupted by a power plant, right? It's a really Japanese movie, so it doesn't really say everything overtly. Sorry, it's not a power plant, it's a waste treatment facility that was built in the town maybe let's say 20 years ago, decades ago. And because of that, the town has died basically, and the people in the town have died. And one thing you'll notice if you watch this, that I realized like about 3/4 of the way through the movie, is that everyone in the town is scarred in some way. Like everyone's damaged in some way. It some ways are very obvious, other ways are not. But it does play itself out that you'll see that everyone has, including the town itself, has been damaged. Right? Is damaged goods. The whole kit and caboodle is damaged goods. Right? So you can kind of guess there's no real happy resolution coming with this thing. But the lead actor, the main character, again, sorry, I didn't do as much prep on getting the names and stuff down, but the main character, his acting chops, top flight. Like he had me really like, I don't know what's up with this dude. The first 20 minutes of the movie, and I was like, but I was like, that was really like trying to turn it off, just because he was such a good actor and he showed like just broken individual, right? And then it flips. He flips and flips back like several ways. Like he made the movie. Like just his ability to emote in the camera was unbelievable, right? And you'll see it if you watch it. Like something happens, to his character, and he just becomes a completely different person. You're like, oh my gosh, like great. But again, then I looked at it, I was like, how much time is left in this movie? I was like, this is where it would be the happy ending for an American movie, but yeah. Like I said, it's not gonna be pretty, okay? Again, but it is really a riveting movie, and I think and for me as well, it was educational for me as well, because I've spent all of my time, my 20 years in Japan, in the Tokyo area, metropolitan area. And I've heard about several of the problems that the Japanese countryside goes through, and this is a really, really good example of that. You have the Yakuza influences, you have political influences, you have understanding like small town politics in Japan and how that plays itself out. You have alcoholism, gambling addiction, mental health issues, like all of those things that I've heard about but I've never seen like up close. That's kind of why I was interested in it, even though it's a little bit too darker than the type of movie I like to watch. But his charisma on camera, plus like my main man from Sanctuary, when I saw him and Informer, when I saw him in there, I was like, okay, I gotta watch it. It was great. I wasn't disappointed at all. I would definitely give it I would probably give it 8 out of 10 on a scale from 1 to 10. It was that good. It really drew me in. The ending, it ends quite suddenly, but definitely check it out. Okay, that's next. Next up is a TV show. I got 2 TV shows for you. I'm going to step on the gas a little bit just because, so I can make sure I get out of here on time, because I got to clean up all this stuff too. Next one is Brush Up Life. It's Brush Up Life in katakana, but you'll probably find it as Rebooting, and this is a really complete opposite of The Village, right? This is what's this, like a happy-go-lucky. On the surface, it shouldn't be, but it's a lighthearted Japanese comedy about 33-year-old single Japanese woman who lives with her family, and she is a member of a trio of friends. Who is it? Trio is no, 4 of them. It's 4 of them. 4 friends. It's her and her 4 friends. Who, no, 3 or 4? Damn it, I forgot. Oh no, it's 3. It's 3 friends. Okay, don't even listen to me. Forget what I just said. Okay, because it gets kind of complicated. But it's 3 friends, and she's the main character. And suddenly she dies. Basically, that's the show. She dies, and she's reincarnated though. But she comes back as herself, so she has to relive her life. That's why it's Brush Up Life, like meaning she has to brush up on her karma. Basically, she has to brush up on her karma, where she gets to reboot her life. Basically, she just relives the exact same life over and over again, several times. But it is my wife, halfway through me watching it, my wife started watching it and she got into it, and we watched it all the way to the end. And it was a lot less eventful than I thought it was gonna be. Like, but again, it's kind of like a slice of life, happy-go-lucky. It's for Japanese women. Like, the show is for single Japanese women in their 30s, so there's not going to be a lot of drama. It's not going to be a tearjerker. It's from Japanese public TV, so it's kind of lighthearted to make them feel happy about their lives. Really, if you take that into context and understand it, it's a quite an entertaining show. You know, the twists and the turns are not like huge that you would see like in a Western type of drama. They're not rocking the boat at all, right? And like me watching the show as well, I was like, yeah, this would be very different if it was an American show, because like a lot of the decisions the character makes, I'm not faulting the character at all. Again, I understand the context of the show and who it's made for, but I was just like, yeah, it would be totally different if this was like a Western show with an American person, because like she just really relives the exact same life. She keeps all of the previous knowledge, so she's like her second lifetime. She's like, yeah, I'm kind of 45 right now, I'm 72 right now, but I'm in elementary school. I'm like, yo, I would be stinking rich. You know what I'm saying? I'm investing in Google. I'm like making a startup. I'm patenting like a bunch of stuff. I'm buying stocks, you know, all these things, but money never gets brought up at all in the show at all. Like, it's just like, we got to do this thing to help these people so that I can get my karma up or something like that. Like, but the reason why I initially became interested in the show and why I recommend it for you is because you get to hear the banter of basic Japanese women, I guess. Like, it's just, the banter in the show was really interesting, and also seeing like the lives of kind of typical like ordinary Japanese women in that demographic. You know, the things they have, their coming of age ceremony, and you know, how they keep in contact with people from high school, and how they just randomly run into people that they haven't seen in 10 years ago and then go out to dinner with them. Like, all of those things I hear really do happen. Like, hey, let's have a reunion even though we haven't talked for like 15 years. That kind of happens, and 5 of them come together. That kind of happens in Japan quite a bit. It's apparently a really common thing, which seems really weird to me as like an American person, but you know, it was educational and interesting for me. I really recommend it. I don't think you'll laugh as much, but it is entertaining, quite entertaining, just to watch the internal dialogue or the dialogue between the main characters. And they're all really good, competent actresses. Like, there's 1 or 2 guest appearances and cameos by established actors that I know as well. The main actress, there's another movie for her that I put on my list that I'm going to check out whenever I have time. So yeah, let me know what you think about it. Before I forget, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the notification bell. That's what everyone says. But you know, if you want to do that, you can. But I would just prefer that you like, subscribe, and comment as much as you can. That'll definitely help everything out. And if you're listening on audio, go to YouTube right now and check it out. Okay. Okay. So yeah, that's Brush Up Life, or Rebooting. You know, again, I recommend it. If I had to give it a score, I would give it again, I don't do 7s. Kevin Samuel said never do 7 on a scale from 1 to 10. So I would give it an 8. I'll give that an 8 too, just for the people that it's for and what it does. It's really interesting, right? Next is Fu Tekisetsu ni mo hodo ga aru, right? Which is pretty long title in Japanese, but it basically is extremely inappropriate, right? Is the name, extremely inappropriate. This was a huge hit, I think last year, towards the end of last year in Japan. It made waves because it is like a revolutionary show. And for me watching it, I haven't finished it. I'm not gonna lie. Again, this is another show where I gotta sneak and finish it, because I started watching it. My wife got interested. She was like, "Don't watch it without me." And she disappeared. And so now basically I'm in limbo. I've been in limbo, and I just have to find time when she's asleep so I can finish up the show. But it's a great show. It's basically, it's a time traveling show. It's another time traveling kind of thing. Like but this one, what I love about this, it gives so much bad Japanese. Like, the main character, he is sent back and forth, but mainly forth, from the 80s, the bubble era in Japan, to modern day Japan, and he is kind of living everyday life and a lot of twists and turns, but the way he talks and thinks is from a long time ago. And I asked my mother-in-law about it. She was watching some of it with me. I was like, dude, I heard that, the way of talking and everything was quite different in the past in Japan. I was like, did Japanese dudes really talk like that? She's like, yeah. It's basically just sexual harassment, power harassment, like every type of harassment you want. They're just like saying whatever they want. From the first episode of the show, if you watch it, you what you see is what you get. What you like from the first episode, when you see it, you're gonna be like, wow. And she was like, yeah, it's pretty much accurate. So, but it's a fish out of water show. Really well done, really written, really smartly. A lot of twists and turns in it. Lighthearted, really funny. just the stuff that comes out of his mouth, you're just like, me listening to it in Japanese, half of it I can understand. I had to watch it with English subtitles, so why, just like, is he really saying that? Is that how they say that? Oh my gosh. Like, because I like listening to people say like dirty words in Japanese, so it's really, really cool. Again, this one, so far, I think I have like 3 more episodes to go. This one gets like a 9 out of 10 from me. It's highly recommended. Japanese people were talking about it so much late last year, early this year. Really, really great show. Really, really well done. Apparently, my wife said the writer is this super genius guy, great writer. You can tell he put a lot of effort into how he wrote it in the dynamics of the character interactions as well. Some other characters, side characters as well. They're super interesting for several different reasons, which I'm not gonna go into right here, just because I don't want to spoil it, and also I gotta go to work. But yeah, so that's that. So those 3 shows: The Village, Brush Up Life, Extremely Inappropriate. All of them are on Netflix, so definitely check them out. If you want me to do more TV show, movie reviews, any thematic related things, you want like sci-fi, whatever. Again, not only good stuff, bad stuff too. If it's a specific movie you want me to talk about, sometimes anime. I haven't watched all anime again, but there's so much anime related stuff on here. I did record something about anime, but with some context, which I'll upload onto YouTube in the coming days. So again, another reason to subscribe to my YouTube. But again, I'm not just doing the general, this anime is cool. You'll see what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Okay. One quick thing let me talk about, and I'll get out of here. So I don't know if you remember. No, maybe I can't remember if I did talk about it. Maybe I didn't. I wanted to. But in Japan, there were, in the past year or so, there have been these. Asahi has come out with this beer Jockey Can, right? And basically, it's a can. If you look at it, like you have a can here, and normally, you have the tab, it's like one part. But basically, they took out the tab, and the whole top of the can is a tab, and you can just rip it open, and it's just like a whole open beer, right? And it was called the Jockey Can, right? And it was like a whole big deal when it came out, maybe like a year and a half, 2 years ago. And maybe I did talk about it on here, right? And I said like, before I took my hiatus. Before I took my hiatus, maybe I was talking about it, and it was crap. In my opinion, it was crappy, right? Like I drank one beer using that thing, and I just, because if you can imagine, like I'm gonna demonstrate it for you people on camera. Like, okay, you imagine this is a beer, right? And like about this big, and normally when you're drinking it, you don't really have to think about what you're doing. You can just drink it, but if I'm drinking the damn thing and the whole thing is open, if I'm really drinking, my nose goes into the freaking beer, right? So I'm just drinking like this with my nose going in there, beer getting on my nose unless I'm careful. It just wasn't an enjoyable experience. Like a big jockey, like a big mug of beer is big enough where you can put, you can lean back, but the lip is like wide enough where your whole mouth is your nose is not going inside the beer, right? But the lid is not big enough to accommodate your whole face. So I didn't have an enjoyable drinking experience at all. Like, but they got the patent for it, I guess. So they're and it did sales. So they're rolling out another version of it, which is the Mirai no Lemon Sour. I'll try and do something. If I remember, I'll try and put a picture or article related or something to it. But again, this one just has a slice of lemon inside of it. But I'm not impressed. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna review it for you at all, because I drank one of those things and halfway through I was like, this is not for me at all. This is terrible, and I'm not buying one of these again in my life. So yeah, I don't recommend it if you come to Japan. It looks cool. It looks interesting. It does. It looks intriguing, right? But the drinking experience, I much just rather have a regular tab on it so that I don't have to worry about inhaling like alcoholic beverage in my nostrils. Like, it's just, I don't need that, especially if I've been drinking already. So again, I'll take a hard pass on this. But beer is out of favor, especially with younger people, and cocktails, sours, we call them sours here, are in favor now. So yeah, that's the main thing. So okay, so check that out. I'm gonna stop right there. Thanks again for listening, you guys. Thanks for working with me. Hopefully I'll have some merch and stuff like that for you on the next episode, and I will holler at you next time. Peace.